in understanding his energy. So I used to sleep with him. I used to feed him his food. I don't mean to sound crass, but I used to clean his potty also.
I had my board exams coming. So my focus was very on that. So I would go to school in my chashma and my pony and and I was in my school uniform, mind you. So he comes in with like a black on black ensemble with like chains around his neck. And one second. No, there was chains. But it was just the impression. And I was like, hi. And he was like, I was like, this is a naughty one. This is someone. And then he grew on me. Now he's like, buddy.
Yeah, I did eventually.
Hello, don't leave me hanging.
Oh, sorry.
Welcome to the new world.
Thank you.
Tell me your story of being in Azaad, Rasha and then Aman.
Yeah.
आज़ाद की कहानी बहुत ही स्पेशल है. तो जब स्क्रिप्ट पहले मैंने पढ़ा था, so when I first read the script, I just knew that this is like a dream world that Gattu sir is going to create, and it would be one of the best things that ever happened to me if I can be a part of it. And it has been nothing but as special as what I thought it would be, because of the people, the horse, and just all the love that we experienced on set, and now we're thankfully receiving off set. So it is just so overwhelming.
Was it just happened to you, or there was a whole process that went into being part of Azaad?
So it was kind of like a leap of faith, because I was in grade 12 at the time when, the talks of this film kind of started. I was completely unprepared and unaware of what happens around here and how to handle these things. But it was something that when I read, I was like, I have to do this, no matter how much practice or whatever, and dealing with the studies and this I have to do, I will manage, because this is not something I want to let go, and this is like the best thing ever to me.
Aman?
I think this journey started in 2022 halfway, when Vaibhav sir, who owns Anti-Casting, came to us and he said that Mr. Abhishek Kapoor is making a film about a horse, and that's where my audition process started, I think. And I think I had done my first audition with the horse. And I think maybe that's what probably helped me land it. And I just felt like it's not a quintessential first film, Usually it's always like a college romance or like this action film coming. And I've actually seen a lot of films, like I watched Seabiscuit. There's also this animated film called How to Train Your Dragon. And the emotion was very similar. I've also been an animal lover since I was a kid, so I just felt so connected with the character. Even during prep, when we had gone to stay in the village, I had a lot of scenes with the horse, so it was very essential for me to understand his energy. And because he's not an actor, he's not going to come on set and say his lines and I play off it. I had to really be specific in understanding his energy, so I used to sleep with him. I used to feed him his food. I don't mean to sound crass, but I used to clean his potty also. And it was just such a special connection to build with an animal. And now I can say co-star that it was just different, like it was out of the world. And I think that's what Mr. Gattu sir brings to the table. Every film of his is a different world, and I'm just greatly happy to be a part of it.
How was the first meeting with Gattu? Because Gattu immediately to me, because Gattu is somebody who looks at characters, not actors. So how was the first meeting? First meeting mein how did it work? Dono ko.
Acha. The first time I met Gattu sir, I didn't even know that he was calling me for a film. And he got me there into his office and he spoke to me about what I do in life, what my passions are, what my interests are. And by the end of the meeting, the way he had spoken to me, I still didn't know it was for a film. And then he called me in for another meeting. And he said, I have a script of a 17-year-old girl. And because I was 17 at the time, he said that I think there's some sort of rawness in you, which I kind of like. So I want you to audition for me and tell me how. And, I want to see, just for interest. And I think he put it that way so I don't get very scared and nervous, because I didn't know myself he was calling me for a film. So I went and I did the audition, and I did another one, and then we had another meeting with the casting director. We had a script read. We had a lot of rounds that happened before, because I know how Gattu sir can be really picky with his artists, and he won't. I know that he's not going to take anyone like someone he doesn't like, or anything like that. So we had all that, and I still didn't know I had the film, or I had bagged it, or I didn't know I was doing the film. The first day I knew I've got the film is when we started our workshops. That's the first day I was like, oh, so the film is mine, I'm doing the film? And they were like, yeah, you have your first day of rehearsal today. I said, oh, okay. And I went. So ever since then, I've been very unaware. And I now it's changed a little bit. But throughout the process, I was very clueless as to what was happening to me. Very.
Aman ka kaisa hua? How did that happen?
I think my first meeting was after the audition, because Gattu sir has actually been wanting to make this film for 10 years now, and he's shown me a sketch of the horse that he had just randomly drawn 7 years back. So this was clearly a very, very special film to him since a long time, and he definitely wanted the correct person to play the character. And I don't know, I can't answer for him why he picked me. But I think at my first meeting, I was very nervous, because it was also, I guess it's just overwhelming, when you're just starting out and having your first meeting, you're just so many things going on in your head. I'm hoping he loved my audition, which is why that first meeting came across. And I think Govind's character is a bit, he's a bit immature, he's a bit funny. And I think maybe he saw shades of that in me. And
a bit immature and a bit funny.
A bit immature and a bit funny, yes. And he always tells me that Gattu sir's vision for a character is always to marry the character and the actor and infuse both their personalities together. So I guess maybe he saw something that would make a nice mix.
But did you all meet the first time in the workshop? How did you all meet? How did the first thing happen? I want that story.
You've asked a very interesting. This is her favorite question.
It's a very funny story. So I was, of course, still in grade 12 when, in the midst of it, I had my board exams coming. So my focus was very on that. So I would go to school in my chashma and my pony and, all of that. And I was very much someone who wanted to get good marks. So I was mostly always in the front bencher section, And at least the first 6-7 years of school, I was very particular. Like, I used to not like people who wanted my pens, because then they wouldn't give it back. I'd be like, excuse me, you're taking my stationery? So I was like that. I was that type of kid. And then obviously I grew out of it and I changed. But so I went to the workshop. I was there 20 minutes early, sitting with all my stationery laid out. I'd got a book, and I'd written workshop day 1 and the date and everything I'd, done and prepared. And I'm waiting there. The teacher is sitting opposite me, and we're doing small talk, I've just met her for the first time and I was very nervous. So I'm just sitting like that, okay, yes, miss, yes, miss, I'm excited, this, that. And we're waiting, Aman kahan hai? I'd never met him before. And I was in my school uniform, mind you. So he comes in with like a black on black ensemble with like chains around his neck. And
One chain.
No, there was chains. But it was just the impression. And I was like, hi. And he was like,
I did not do that. I said, sup. I said, how are you?
Okay, even if you said something, you're like, sup. और मैं ऐसी बैठी थी, I was just sitting and I was like, okay. I was like, okay, whatever, it's okay. Then the next day, cut to, the teachers asked us a question to write down and the answer to write down. And she's left the room. I'm sitting in one corner, Aman is sitting in one corner, and he tells me, show me what you've written now. Show, I don't know what to write, show me. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, we are not going to get along. This is not my scene. I was like, excuse me, this is my answer. He was like, no, I don't know, show what you've written. I was like, this is a naughty one. This is someone. And then he grew on me. Now he's like, buddy.
Yeah, I did eventually.
Hello, don't leave me hanging.
Oh, sorry.
But sir, how are they all on set? ऐसा होता था? तू मैं कभी-कभी होता था set पे? Did it happen on
ladai?
Set? Yeah, ladai kind of.
I don't think so.
Little we used to fight. Some days I was sorry, you say.
Say.
He'll not say properly, he'll blame it on me. Boys always do that. But he used to, I'm just joking, he used to, just in case, but And then we used to, fight some days, and I don't even remember what.
It was
such
like,
small things.
like, and we used to just
we were like
sort it
kids
out
fighting over
instantly.
like candy. It was like that, and we would fight, and then the whole day I wouldn't. Usually we'd sit together, eat breakfast together, eat lunch together. साथ में करते थे क्योंकि और कोई था ही नहीं. But then one day I remember there was just silence. I didn't text him, he didn't text me the full day. No, and straight I met him on the set. And the best thing was that day, it was the scene where he's getting whipped. So
really
I was like,
that.
and I had to just sit there like this. And I'm saying that, I was like, और कर मेरे से लड़ाई. Do more fighting with me. यही होगा कर्मा. And yeah.
Actually, I remember that. I don't remember why.
दादागिरी करती है?
Huh? What do I do?
Dadagiri. Full. And I remember actually that day was so funny because I don't remember why we fought, but it just happened to be, I think the scene shifted also of me getting whipped. And the smirk on her face when I was performing while they were whipping, because it was like a 2-cam shot. And I was like, dude, she's really enjoying it. And I had to actually be angry also in that scene. So I think it just worked out well. It worked out very well for both of us. It was great.
Coming back to the day, the first day of the workshop, when you all went back home, what was the brief you all gave your parents about kaisa tha, comfortable, not comfortable, still time? How did you, both of you all can express that?
So I think my workshop started a little before yours, or did we start together?
No, same day.
Same day?
Together.
Yeah. I don't think we went, I personally didn't go back and give a brief. I was just very excited that, new journey has started, and so much left to come. And I think from that day onwards, because, we are from Bombay and we are playing characters that are very different from us. And not only is it a village, it's also 100 years back. So we had to really be, and when it comes to Mr. Gattu sir, we had to like really give...
Mr.
Gattu sir, yeah, why not? Yeah? Mr. Gattu sir.
Either Mr. Abhishek Kapoor or
we had to
Gattu
really
sir.
justify those characters and give that authenticity to a time where India was really in a tough spot. So we had dialect classes, we had horse riding classes and a lot of stuff. So I think that entire phase we were so focused, I don't think there was time for anything else. Yeah.
Shooting, you all came from such privileged background, tough, very comfortable background, very protected also to go, and then being thrown here in this, the desert kind of shoot. Tell me about that experience. Was it tough for you? How was it, Rasha? Because तुम तो बहुत protected है. मेरे को अमन ज़्यादा पता नहीं, but I know about you, Ma. तो protected background से आती हो. Was it tough when you all went there, and it was getting to you also at times? जैसा कभी लगा कि बहुत tough है, बहुत difficult है.
So Gattu sir and Pragya ma'am always tell us that this is the toughest film that they've ever shot. But for me, because I've never shot anything else, I don't know what barometer to compare it to. But I think for me, every day was a challenge because there was a new learning every day. So I was so unaware because I've never been in front of a camera before doing a scene in acting. I didn't know what this angle means, that angle means, ye wo, although now I've learned from the film. But I didn't even, so there was a lot that I was so clueless about. So every day was a new learning. So I wouldn't say challenge, I would say that every day I learned something new.
Aman, how was it for you?
It was, honestly, it was very hard because the kind of conditions that we were shooting in, 50 degrees in the middle of the desert, like anyone's vans couldn't come up. So everyone was just sleeping under trees, eating under trees, and just, making do. There was a point where I remember the entire set was only having curd rice because it was so hot that if you ate anything else, you would fall sick. So it was definitely a very tough shoot, and the fact that we were shooting with a horse also makes it a little more challenging, because you got to really take care of the horse, make sure he is also happy, he is not being overworked. So I think it was definitely challenging, but I'm just hoping all that effort has come out nicely,
I'll come back to the family later, but I just want to know, was there a reference point given to you all when Gattu came to you to play your character and you all? Was there a reference point given to you all? How did you all work on your own characters, apart from the workshop and the brief that you all had got from the director? How did you all work on the character?
So I don't think there was one particular character that Gattu sir had told us that, this is what you want to do. However, he did make us watch a lot of films from that time, even though a few we'd already watched before. But this time to really, like Lagan, Mother India, even though the stories may be different, but to understand the world back then, the mannerisms of the people and how, there is one similarity of the dacoits. So how to, pick that up and how to have your reactions and the way of talking and the language also. Yeah. So to pick up on the mannerisms, because now our generation is very different in the way we speak and do things compared to back then in every aspect of life. So I think just to pick up on the world and kind of embrace that was what he tried to focus on.
Sorry, I'm not finished.
I think the dialect was very essential. And all the authenticities that come with playing a character like this. I think for Govind, he also had a little bit of Birju from Mother India in mind. Yeah. And so we did watch a lot of films around that time and environment. And I think it definitely helped. It's an entire process, whether it's your costume, whether it's your dialect. There was just so many people helping and supporting. We had a brilliant acting coach with us. Her name is Kanishka. And I'm just so grateful that we had that kind of help to portray the characters the way we have, and I hope we've done it well.
Two more questions on one. उसके बाद rapid fire. किधर गई लड़की? हाँ. So whatever it is, I asked that question at the press conference also. Whatever it is, if a child is coming for a kid, it's very unfair also. The child is coming from a film background, scrutiny hota, magnifying glass, people look at it. How do you actually? Are you feeling the pressure? Are you, because the film is reeling now, closer release, pressure more at Rasha and also Aman, because and you are already a social media star. People know you. I have posted a couple of pictures. Tell me, with mommy.
So I think there is nervousness a lot for the release because it's getting nearer. But in terms of the externalities, in terms of comments and hate or trolls, I don't think this is so much that I'm trying not to focus on right now. Because right now what's important for me is the work part of it, not the external part of it. And now I know that whatever's done is done. I can't change it. There's no control over how the outcome is. It's destiny. Whatever's to happen will happen. So all I can do is just pray and hope for the best.
Not the pressure.
No, I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous. I'm extremely nervous, but not because of anyone or anything else. Yeah.
I remember Dad's comment somewhere. I think Dad, तुमने ही शायद बोला कि Dad said, you don't have to prove it to anyone. Just stay grounded to focus on your work.
Yeah. He is very strong in his belief where he doesn't feel the need to prove anything to anyone because he feels that if destiny has it and if you have that talent, then it will show. So, and the best thing to do is just to stay grounded throughout it all. Because even if your talent is not there or even if it's there, the minute you're a grounded person, people will like you 100 times more.
For sure.
That's what even Raveena's quality is.
Yes.
What does Raveena has to tell you? Because Raveena's उससे अच्छा advice तो को दिया नहीं.
Agreed. So mom's advice is a little bit copied from the Bhagavad Gita. So she makes me listen to this podcast a lot. And over there it talks about what Krishan ji said and what Arjuna ji said. And there's this one phrase that she really, really likes and she thought it was so important for me to know before this film comes out, that Krishan ji is telling Arjuna that there is only so much in your control. After you've done something, it's not in your control. So whatever's in your destiny, there's no guarantee whether it will work out or not. Even if you worked so hard on it, but there's no guarantee if it'll work out. So you have to separate yourself from that and just let be, just let go. Because whatever's meant for you will happen.
Yeah, I definitely think the pressure is high, for sure. It can't not be. With a film on this scale, with the amount of action, comedy, romance, it's a very big film to have for your first. So I think in a few words, I would say that I'm very excited, I'm very nervous. And at this point, I think all we can do is pray for the best because we've put the effort in and now we just got to hope for the correct result.
And Abhishek is always invested in good actors and they eventually become stars. So that stress should not be there. But are you liking the papping that is happening? Aman की पैपिंग थोड़ा awkwardness दिखता है हमको उसके फोटोग्राफ में. Tell me about that.
The thing is, I think I said this earlier also. I mean, I intentionally did not start being that much in the limelight until I had something to show for myself. And I feel like now that we have a film, I think then it makes sense for people to see me. Earlier, it just didn't make sense for people to know who I am, because why would they care unless I have something to show them?
Ajay and Raveena Tandon, which college? Were college friends? Which college did they go
Mithi
together?
bhai.
Mithi bhai.
ये second
Okay, we have to
बोला.
answer at the same time?
No, whoever answers
Oh,
first.
yeah. Acha, who?
हाँ.
Okay.
I have one
जल्दी
point.
फर्स्ट वाला कुछ
हाँ,
मेरे पास
okay.
प्राइज नहीं है.
Mithi bhai. Mithi bhai.
I said it already.
से पहले बोला.
One for me. One for me. No.
But your classmates are who was senior?
Ajay sir.
उनके दोनों का फर्स्ट फिल्म.
Phul aur kaate.
And Mama's is Pathar Ki Phool.
दोनों के साथ में.
So,
Oh.
दिव्य शक्ति.
Divya.
1990. वो भी लिख के आई हूँ मैं.
Oh, it was together.
Or together.
I sent this to Tandon to verify. Ajay and Raveena's most super hit film.
Dilwale.
Dilwale. अरे यार.
I am
Why you
winning.
so fast?
You're fast है.
Yeah.
और correct भी हूँ.
Correct भी हो, correct. How many films have they worked together?
7.
7. Oh, that he got.
6.
No, it's 7, no? It's 7.
दिव्य शक्ति.
सात है.
रास्ता दिलवाले. एक और पिक्चर है कयामत एंड एलओसी का एलओसी है ना एक और फिल्म.
I don't know
It's
if
7.
6 or 7.
It's 7, I'm
अच्छा
telling
ठीक है आई एम रॉन्ग देयर.
Okay.
जाने दो और कुछ नहीं पूछने को. अच्छा हाँ कौन सी गाड़ी में दोनों चाहते थे?
Mama used to
Jeep.
go in a Scorpio.
महिंद्रा जीप बोला आपने करेक्ट.
हाँ.
दोनों जीप में जाते थे.
हाँ.
इसीलिए साथ आते
मतलब Scorpio ऐसे ही है.
ऐसे तभी
Jeep was
Scorpio
like a
नहीं
full
था उस
thing,
समय.
huh, that time?
महिंद्रा स्कॉर्पियो उस समय नहीं था.
Mama had Scorpio ना?
उस
Yeah?
समय था.
No, it was Jeep, bro.
नहीं.
Mahindra Jeep.
She
Sorry.
mentioned it to me.
My bad.
Knowing Ajay for so many years,
Yeah.
to working with him, the man who actually walks into the room is very intimidating. How did you handle it? Both of you, all, if you can answer that question.
I mean, I was very nervous when he first came on set, because, you know, working with a man of his caliber, you forget whether it's family or anything. He's just such a big superstar on set, and nervousness was inevitable. But I think Gattu sir really helped me with that. He was just telling me to stick with your character and view him as his character. So that helped me calm my nervousness, and I hope my scenes with him have come out well.
For me, even though I didn't have that many scenes with him, he made sure that I was comfortable. We all ate lunch together, dinner together on set. And he has this quality where even though he doesn't say much, he has a very warm vibe to him. So he used to give us tips and tricks, and he really helped us through the journey.
He's already feeling responsible for both of you, huh?
Yeah,
The way
it's
he is,
very
huh?
sweet. It's so sweet. It
Yeah.
really touches my heart.
But you know, was Ajay always there? How did that whole thing happen? तुमको तुम्हारा.
I think the character that he's playing, Vikram Singh, just really, I think when the casting for me had started, the character that he was supposed to play just seemed like a really good fit because of the way Vikram Singh is. He's very stoic, he's very intimidating, and that just screamed him. So I think that's how it went about.
All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
ma'am.